Welcome back, guys. I am Liam, and well, I'm sorry I have not been posting lately. I got really caught up with school because it's testing month, and well, I have been studying. I've been doing a lot of things I need to do, and I also have a sprained muscle in my fingers. I cannot fucking close it. Oh, language, guys! Don't do what I do. Well, today we are talking about Michael Saunders. Okay. So, on the morning of November 7, 1994, the naked body of Nina Glover was discovered in a dumpster in the Inglewood neighborhood of Chicago's South Side. Glover had been brutally raped and murdered, and the autopsy concluded that she had been killed by strangulation. She lived a high-risk lifestyle that included drug use and prostitution. Glover was one of the at least 3,000 Southside women sexually assaulted and murdered in the 1990s. At the time the police arrived at the dumpster, they interviewed 4 people who were present: the garbage truck driver who found the body, the assistant manager for liquor store, the neighborhood resident and Johnny Douglas, who lived 10 miles away. No arrests were made in the case for months. Then on March 7, 1995, 18-year-old Jerry Fincher, who walked into a police station and voluntarily came forward with information about Glover's murder. He was hoping to gain some consideration for a friend of who he was in custody. Over the next 2 days, while the police custody, Fincher gave an involving series of statements indicating that he participated with others in abduction, rape, and murder of Glover in the basement of the house of the Vincent Thames, 18. He also implicated that Terry Swift, 17-year-old, Harold Richardson, 16, and Michael Saunders, 15, as well as a teenager known for Big Shorty, who has never been charged. Over the next few days, March 9th through 11th, Thames, Swift, Richardson, and Saunders were all arrested, and each of them eventually signed a confession that they had participated in the rape and murder of Glover around 9 p.m. on November 6, 1994. Although each statement contained factual inconsistencies, each teenager essentially confessed to participating in luring over the head with a shovel, strangling her, carrying her dead body 1.5 blocks, and dumping her body in the dumpster. Not a trace of physical evidence that connected any of the 5 teenagers to the rape and murder was found at anything. Oh my god, guys. Okay. There's no trace in that it was connected to them because they had cleaned it up so well. So, the more important, the vaginal swab collected during Glover's autopsy tested positive for semen. It's because, why do men, and I'm not talking about all men, I'm talking about, you guys know what type of men I'm talking about. Why do men have the random urge to say, oh, your body, I control it, I could do this, I could do that. No, my body, my rights. Like, for example, me, I have my own body. Any man or woman are not allowed to touch it. Because I'm not saying only men rape, but not only men, but also women rape guys at some times. There's been cases that women also rape men, or even woman to woman. So I am not only accusing the men, I am accusing women too. I don't see why there's this need, this type of voice that they talk to them, I guess, that say, oh, they can't do nothing, they're weak. This gives me more power, it gives them more power, more need to do something, and it's just not right. So, guys, really be safe, men and women. Be safe out there. I don't care really about people who rape, and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but it's because, like, why do they rape in the first place? What is their random need? What is going through their mind at the moment? But back to Michael. At a pre-trial hearing, Jerry Fincher's statement was determined to have been coerced and was suppressed as evidence. Charges against him were dismissed after he spent 3.5 years in custody. Now that's a long time. Okay. In May 1998, Swift, Richardson, and Saunders all proceeded to separate trials before the judge Thomas Summer, sitting without a jury. The only significant evidence presented against each other defendant was his own confessions. During the Swift trial, the Judge Summer summed up the view of the cases. Well, this case is relatively simple. It's all a confession. Without the confession, there is no case. There's no physical evidence that links the defendants to the case. There are no other testimony that links him to the case. It's a confession that have 22 pages of detail that either I believe was defendant was told to say, or that he said because he was there and he know what he knew, what to say, and what he told the court reporter that happened. We have 22-page confession, and that is enough for me. There will be finding of guilty. So, Judge Summer confided all three defendants who went to trial. He sentenced Swift to 30 years, Saunders 40 years, and Richardson 40 years. After extending the sentences of other defendants, Thames pled guilty in exchange for a sentence of 30 years. Now, on December 3rd, 2010, Swift and Saunders filed a motion for an order conduct and more advance of DNA testing than was done before trial. STR testing and to upload the results into the DNA database. I don't know why I said database. Ignore me. It's freaking fucking 6 in the morning right now. I don't know why I'm doing this. I couldn't sleep though, because of the thought of how much women and men get raped daily. They're like, do you know? No, and the problem is not only men and women, but also teenage girls, kids, babies. They be raping them, and it just bothers me so much because people can't really do much about it after. People get killed, raped, tortured daily, ripped piece to piece, limb by limb, and it's just like, what is the need? And I've been seeing a lot, everything going, men are bare. How about neither? How about you get your own rights? How about you protect yourself? How about you learn that you could also stand up for yourself? There's no need for being saved. Be cautious. Have protection on you all time. Have, not condom protection, I mean by actual protection. Knives, blades, guns. Don't use them, like, if you don't actually need them. Like, if you don't, if you just, like, feel like you're being followed, give a warning, call the police, and try to get away. And someone knocked on my window. Okay, so I was checking what was going on. I checked the cameras, and there was someone by my window knocking. That's okay, they left and shit like that. But I don't understand the reasoning of people to be like, oh, wow, it's a kid, they can't do nothing. Like, I am actually a victim of rape, so I again go against it in every way. I don't understand why people have to do it. Like, there's no actual reason. Like, it leaves people, for people who are survivors of rape, it leaves them lifetime trauma, fear of being touched, anxiety, fear of that being followed, watched at all times. Their hands will never leave their body. Like, people that got raped and survived, the hands of the person who raped them will always be on them. it will not just, oh, they'll get over it. And people who don't speak up for it, they're the strongest ones, because that means it's just going over and over. It's happening again and again, and they just don't want to talk up because they're scared. And I get it. But tell someone, anyone, the more you talk about it with someone, the more they tell someone else. That will give a report to the main one. And I know you guys may be saying, oh, it's not that easy. I know it's not that easy. I went through it. But the more you talk it, the more you raise your voice, the more you stop being scared and stay up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Like, stand up straight. And if you need to, hurt them. You don't have to suffer just because of someone else. Stand up straight. They try to bother you, do something like that, like rape you, touch you in ways you don't want. You are legally allowed to hurt that person. As self-defense, of course. Of course, as the one that's saying it, if they put a hand on you, you are legally allowed for self-defense. Hurt them. Punch them. Do whatever you can that will knock them conscious. Like, grab anything you can. Glass, cup, anything that you could slam against them. Grab it. Don't be scared to hurt them. Don't be scared to look at them in the eye and show them that you're not scared of them anymore. Because even if you are scared, if you show them you're not, it would just make them be more cautious, right? It will be less... How do I explain it to you guys? They will... Doesn't mean they're going to try to change what they're doing, but they will be more precautious. They'll, like, because they'll know what you're trying to do, that you're trying to defend yourself. So once that part comes, you guys really have to call out for help in any way. Scream, call, talk to someone, go around telling people. Even if they don't believe you, there's going to be this one person that does believe you and backs you up, and that one person could actually get you out of trouble, get you out of the rape, get you out of the abuse. Like, not only... So there's this case, pausing this case actually, because we're going to still talk about it. There's this case about a girl who was brutally raped. That it was so bad, she was bleeding from her vagina. Like, it was stretched, and it was so bad that I'm pretty sure it was either her uterus or her organs that fell out. And she was a kid, I repeat. And it was just brutal. It was stupid. Why would people do that? What pleasure does it give that person to do that? But again, really, stay safe. Don't do anything that could risk your life. Be careful with what you choose and what you do. Back to the case of Michael. The offender was Johnny Douglas, by the deceased, who was the first people that the police interviewed about the Glover murder in 1994. Douglas had been arrested 83 times and convicted to 38 crimes between July 1980 and April 98. Many of them sexual assault and attacks of women. He was linked to 2 rapes and murders committed after Glover's body was found. He fatally was shot in 2008 by a woman who claimed self-defense and was acquired. This is what I'm talking about. Don't be scared. He was fatally shot in 2008 by a woman who claimed self-defense. Defend yourself. Men or women, if you feel like they're gonna do something to you that they're not supposed to, ignore my finger, defend yourself. Use anything. Like, if you see that they're ready to, like, rape you, get close to you, touch you in ways you do not want to be touched, without, like, if you don't give them consent, it's technically rape. So if you do not give them consent, I tell you right now, grab anything. Knife, gun, machete, like, anything works. If anything, this pen works. If you want to defend yourself, you got a pen nearby, you got anything. It doesn't matter. Like, for example, if I was getting hurt, I got this pen. You could stab it in their eye, neck, stomach. That will give them a pain and it will give you time to run. Then I also here, like, if they're coming close, I have a hanger. Yes, I have a mess, by the way. I have a hanger. If you break this hanger, you could actually stab it in them, causing them death. And you cannot you won't go to jail for it because it's self-defense for rape or for any other reason. Like, or also you could use this to like push it against your neck, because again, you guys have to defend yourself. There is no what but if about it. Today, we are scared. These days, we are scared of standing up for each other. And I understand it's been like that for years, centuries of anything. But it's time for us to stand up and be strong. Men, women, both same thing, because we've both been raped. Men has been raped. Woman has been raped. And I don't understand the reason. Yes, maybe more men has raped women than women rape men. Or women rape women, either or. It's somehow why, I don't know. But I'm not going on either side. I'm saying that they're both even and that they're both the same. Men has raped women and men. As in my other video, I've showed that a guy raped another guy for the pleasure and killed them. If you haven't watched that, watch it down. It's one of my first videos. And then women rape women. It doesn't make no difference. Like, it really doesn't. And I know I'm making a lot of pauses to talk about this, but it's because I really care. You guys like should really, really defend yourselves. Like, there's no reason for you to like stay in the dark, suffer. Call it out. Start making content. Like, anything helps. Today, nowadays, kids, little boys, little girls, babies are getting raped. Now, women, teens, men, there's no stop to it. Anything in general is getting raped. And I don't see it completely fair that this is happening. I don't know how it even started, which I'm going to do an investigation about it, because I don't see it right. Like, it's wrong. Okay? But back to this. And my bad. Like I said again, I have like a pulled muscle on my finger and it really hurts. Okay. On November 16, 2011, based on the DNA evidence, Judge Paul Beerbill Jr. vacated the convictions of Swift, Saunders, Richardson, and Thames. Judge Beerbill quoted the statement of the Judge Summer when he convicted the defendants in 1998. If there is a DNA match, then we are talking about another case altogether. At a brief hearing on January 17, 2012, Cook County prosecutors stated that they would not retry the 4 men and all charges would be dismissed. On September 12th, Swift, Thames, Richardson, and Saunders were granted certificates of innocence in the Cook County Circuit Court. Each was awarded $2,800 in state compensation, something like that. In November 2012, Swift filed a lawsuit in Court of County Circuit Court, and the other 3 filed federal lawsuits against the city, the Chicago Police Department, and Cook County prosecutors, alleging or framed for the crime. In July 2017, Swift settled his case against Cook County for $5.6 million. So, in December 17, the city of Chicago agreed to settle litigation brought all by $431 million, with Swift receiving $6,750,000 and Richardson, Saunders, and Thames each receiving $8,800,000. In January 2019, Cook County agreed to settle the claims by Richardson, Saunders, and Thames for $24 million. And in June 2021, Saunders was fatally shot in Chicago. And this is not even right, because it's logical that they raped her. They raped her, and it was really normal back in 1994 for women to be raped, right? A lot of women would get raped, more prostitutes would get raped. And, well, it was really, so it was back where my mother was born, in Illinois, Chicago. The most serious crime in this text was murder and rape. It was convicted in 1998, 1994, and well, the sentence was of 40 years. And he was reported for the crime at 15. Like, not only men and women, but also teenagers are starting to do it. We have to set a better influence for the younger ones. This is now. We either stand up now or we stay quiet forever. Because we really, I'm dead serious, we cannot stay quiet no more. We are gonna stand up and raise our voice, because that is what we were born to do. We were born to stand up for each other and for ourselves. We have to defend the weak and maybe even the strong, because the strong could sometimes be hurting as well. Yes, you might see this girl walking by and she's smiling all the time, but you never know what's going on beneath. You can see this guy, he's happy as hell, everything's happening, but you'll never know what's going on. You never know if something's happening at home. You never know if he's planning something. You never know if she's planning something. You guys have to stand up and rise. You guys have to be stronger, because I believe that you guys could actually stand up for each other, grow, and maybe even we could make peace, because people who rape should be out of the book. In my opinion, people who raped don't deserve to live anymore. But again, that is only my opinion. Everyone has different opinions. Oh, he just needs punishment, he'll learn. I have this thing where I believe people who make very big mistakes more than once do not deserve anything. They deserve to burn. And yes, a lot of people are going to go against me for thinking this, but this is for the man who actually raped me. The one who did it more than 5 times. 5, no, 10. I'm against him. And I'm against of every other man who rapes any other woman or man in this place. Anywhere in this world, I do not care how strong they think they are. I will go. Because I do not see it fair. Women, men deserve rights. And people who rape are making it harder for us to get equal rights because they think they're better and superior. But again, they won't learn unless you make them learn. Teach them their own medicine. Torture him the way, or her, torture them the way they tortured you. There's no reason for you just to stay in the dark. And I'm not saying go turn to violence. No. I say, dead ass, do what you can to defend yourself. I'm not here saying, oh, I'm gonna kill my murder. I'm gonna kill my rapist, guys. Wow. Although that would be amazing, it's not the right thing to do, because also you could get in very deep shit. So if anything, you could give them a damage that will stay with them forever. But really, just be safe out there. There's too much that goes around and too much that happens. People get shot, killed, raped, probably even abused daily. Daily thing, and not only by people they trust, strangers, people they trust, family members. Anybody could do it. So, I here hope you guys stay safe. Do what you can if you guys are in trouble. Tell who you can. And don't give up. Because giving up would just mean you're letting them do whatever to you. But this is the end of this video. So, thank you for watching this case of Michael Saunders. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys stay safe, drink lots of water, eat. Don't starve yourself. You're perfect, okay? And I'll see you in my next video.